I just finished watching SummerSlam, and hot take time, but that was the greatest SummerSlam of all time. Start to finish, the show was just incredible. The results were perfect. They were the best outcomes possible across the card, and the storytelling was just so good. Plus, when you get a main event like that, oh god, man, it was amazing. But not only was the show amazing, our stream popped off as well. Like, over 10,000 of you joined us for the main event across YouTube, Twitch, and TikTok. Like, that's insane to me. But since it's quite late at night and my editor is about to be put to work, I'm gonna get right into this thing. So before I do, make sure you leave a like on this video, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and turn them notifications on so you never miss another upload. This is my 2024 review of SummerSlam. Okay, so we're just jumping right to the main event because that's what everybody wants to talk about. It's what I want to talk about. Roman Reigns is back. Yeah, he's back. And like, look. No, you thought I was going to acknowledge that, man. He's got to do more than just hit Solo Sikoa in his face, all right? If Roman wants me to acknowledge him, he's going to have to really earn that finger up in the sky. But man, let's talk about this match. Solo Sikoa versus Cody Rhodes. Now, let's go right to the very beginning here where we saw Cody Rhodes and Pharaoh. It kind of stings a little bit to find out that Pharaoh is getting older. I'm a dog guy. I got a 3-year-old puppy here at home, and I love that dog with my life. And so hearing that Pharaoh is getting older and it's his last tour is kind of heart-wrenching. And you could just see it with Cody, the kiss on his nose and all that. Oh, man, it just pulled on my heartstrings. But then also right after, we saw Cody Rhodes see Arn Anderson. What? Arn Anderson back on WWE TV, and it was beyond cool to see both Cody and Arn like interacting, talking to each other. Just Arn giving him some friendly advice before he goes out there to defend his title. I love this moment. It's great to see Arn back. But as for the match itself, it was exactly what it needed to be, an overbooked mess. We had Tonga and Tama interfere in the match, which led to the return of Kevin Owens and Randy Orton, which was a big pop. Everybody was excited to see them, and they chased them away out of the arena, letting Cody Rhodes and Solo just continue to fight on their own. That was until Jacob Fatu showed up and absolutely destroyed Cody Rhodes. But in the process, this kind of sucks to see. If you didn't see it, Jacob Fatu jumped off the top of the turnbuckle through the announce table onto Cody Rhodes, and in the process, his leg smoked the announce table. Like, oh, it was tough to watch, and Jacob was in visible pain. Like, you don't see people grab their leg like that and smack their hand as hard as he did unless you're in some serious pain. So first and foremost, Jacob Fatu, hopefully you're okay, and if not, hopefully a speedy recovery. He is so good, so talented, and this is such a shame to see happen right here at the start of his run. And it was also rumored that because Jacob Fatu got hurt, we didn't actually get Jey Uso involved in this match, which apparently he was supposed to be involved in some way, shape, or form. I don't know if that's true. It is just online rumors right now, so it'll come out more throughout the time, but like, that is a possibility that Jey Uso wasn't used or Jimmy Uso wasn't used. Like, it felt like when Jacob Fatu got injured, maybe the match had to change just a little bit. It went through a bit of a blender, and then they got back on track. But yeah, well wishes go out to Jacob Fatu. But after all that happened, Solo Sikoa and Cody Rhodes were down in the ring, and Roman Reigns' theme song hit. I couldn't tell if it was a new theme or a remix theme, or if he had that back at WrestleMania. Like, whatever it was, it sounded pretty cool, and the pop was insane for Roman Reigns. Like, that Cleveland Stadium just came unglued. There's no roof on that stadium, but it felt like they blew the roof off the place. It was so loud for Roman, and the fans were just so thrilled to see him come on back. But there was a question for a second: is Roman on Cody's side, or is he on Solo's side? But we got that answered very quickly. Solo Sikoa got hit with a Superman punch. Roman Reigns left him for dead, and that allowed Cody Rhodes to hit the Crossroads for the win and retains the WWE Undisputed Championship. The Tribal Chief, the real Tribal Chief, the original Tribal Chief is back. I acknowledge Roman Reigns. Next match that I want to talk about is one that I thought was the show stealer. Like, obviously Roman coming back was crazy cool, and there was a lot of great matches on the card. But for me, this this one was the best match of the night. It was CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre, and the only way I can put it is this was a masterclass at storytelling. The bracelet being the center part of this feud, like a 50-cent bracelet, is so different and awesome to see for WWE. It's just these little tiny details in the story that make this story so good. And Drew McIntyre being fixated on that bracelet, CM Punk being fixated on that bracelet, and Seth Rollins not realizing how important that bracelet really is. It was just a wonderful concoction of elements in this matchup. But one thing I do have to say, Seth Rollins, you're a terrible referee. What rules were you operating under? Seth line rules? I mean, it really seemed like it, dude. He had no rhyme or reason for any single thing that he did during this match. It was different, to say the least. But in the end, Seth Rollins ended up putting on that bracelet that he didn't realize was so important to CM Punk, or maybe he did. His excuse was he just picked it up. He just picked it up and put it on his wrist. I think there's more to it than that. But CM Punk was just so pissed off at him. He couldn't take his eyes off Seth Rollins. He's saying, like, are you playing mind games with me, man? Like, what are you doing? Well, he distracted you. Drew McIntyre ends up picking up the win with a Claymore, and Seth Rollins reluctantly counted to 3. But the craziest part is CM Punk, Drew McIntyre, Seth Rollins were not done by a long shot. Drew McIntyre, after he beat CM Punk, took that bracelet back that says AJ Lee and Larry on it. Like, come on, man, you menace. And then he was gloating with it around his wrist. He was just showing it off like a trophy on the post-show panel. Drew McIntyre, you are a straight-up menace to this world. But let's turn our attention to some more drama, and this is drama that kicked off SummerSlam. It was Rhea Ripley versus Liv Morgan in what I thought was just a great matchup. Like, the chemistry that Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley have in that ring is so good. Like, I could watch them wrestle all day, every day. But the story of this wasn't the actual in-ring action. It was Dominic Mysterio, who did turn up to ringside with Rhea Ripley to start this match, and it felt like Dom was on Rhea's side for a long time. Even at one point, Rhea Ripley grabbed a steel chair, tried to hit Liv Morgan across the back, but Dom stopped her, saying, "You can't win the title that way." It looked like Dom was just being a good guy, but no. He was really protecting his one true love. He was protecting that blonde bombshell, Liv Morgan. And in the end, Liv Morgan and Dominic Mysterio were playing Rhea Ripley all along. Liv Morgan, you sly little gal. And Dominic, you dirty son of a bitch. Like, what the hell, bro? Rhea didn't deserve what you did to her. All right, I get it. Liv Morgan was playing games with you and all that. But at the end of the day, you folded. You folded, and you folded your way out of that relationship with mommy. And now, here's the thing. Rhea Ripley is pissed. And a lot of people are out there saying that I wish I was Dominic Mysterio. Dominic Mysterio is so lucky. I want to be Dom. Oh my God. Who wants to be Dom right now? Rhea Ripley is literally going to murder him. I mean, probably not really, because that is illegal, but still, she's gonna be very pissed. And like, if I was Liv Morgan, I wouldn't want to show up to Monday Night Raw. If I was Dominic Mysterio, I wouldn't want to show up to Monday Night Raw. Take a vacation, kids. Get out of there. All right, go somewhere warm. Film from there and show Rhea Ripley your crazy vacation. But you do not show up to Monday Night Raw, otherwise she is going to get you. But honestly, that big moment aside where Liv Morgan and Dominic Mysterio made out in front of Rhea Ripley. I can't even remember if I mentioned that in the last little bit there. They made out in front of her. What? I still can't get over it. But the match itself just was really, really good. Like I said, it was just so well done, and Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan can wrestle for years and years to come, and I'll watch every single second of it. What a match. Now I want to talk about Damian Priest versus Gunther, which was easily my favorite Damian Priest match I have ever seen. These two crushed it. Like, Damian chopped Gunther so hard that he made his chest bleed. I've never seen that in WWE. Like, Gunther goes hard, but like, Priest must have caught him with his nail or something, because he hit him really, really hard. Gunther was leaking the entire match. But after really a hard-fought battle, chops and clotheslines and power bombs and just two big meaty men slapping meat, Finn Balor screwed over Damian Priest, and I can't believe I'm saying that. Yes, Finn Balor, the tag team partner of Damian, former tag team champions with Damian, members of the Judgment Day together. He screwed over Damian. He put Gunther's foot on the bottom rope after Damian hit the South of Heaven, and it looked like Damian was going to win. But the problem was Damian didn't know it happened until he saw the replay on the Jumbotron, and at that very moment, Damian's mind just went wild. He couldn't focus on anything else other than Finn. And this cost him as Gunther choked him out to become the new world champion. And there's only a couple things that I can say right here. F you, Finn, and what a match. Now, from the King of the Ring to the Queen of the Ring, it's Nia Jax versus Bayley, and I love this match as well. Like I said, I think this is the greatest SummerSlam that has ever been produced. Everything worked for me on this card. Everything was just meaningful, and it just had its place, and it was awesome. And this match is included in that. It felt like a very, very strong match from both of these ladies. In fact, it felt like kind of a rehash of their NXT Black and Gold match between Bayley and Nia all those years ago when Bayley was women's champion. It kind of felt like that match. In fact, Bayley went for the guillotine, which is how she beat Nia Jax back in those days, which I love that little tidbit right there. And one thing I'm also going to say here about Triple H's era of NXT is anything that happens, or sorry, I shouldn't say in NXT, on the main roster. Let me try that again. Triple H's main roster, his booking, is that he thinks of what happened in NXT. He thinks of things he's already booked in the past, and he doesn't shy away from highlighting that during these matches. And Bayley and Nia Jax got to put on a banger as a result with the callbacks to their previous match in NXT. I loved everything about it. What I also loved is Bayley is the first person to kick out of the Annihilator, which is very, very good for Bayley. And I asked this during the live stream, what do we have to do in order to get Bayley over to the next level? And having her kick out of the Annihilator, plus then losing her championship, I think is a great step in that right direction. She needs something more. I could have been fine with Bayley retaining the title. You know, I really would have been fine with it. I think it would have been a big win for her, but she needs something more now with her character, and I don't know where we go from here with Bayley, but at least the fans should be a little more behind her. In the end, though, how Bayley lost the title was Tiffany Stratton tried to cash in, but distracted Bayley along the way, opening up an opportunity for Nia to squash Bayley with not just one Annihilator, but two Annihilators. And just like that, Nia Jax is your new World Women's Champion. Now I want to talk about my poor twin, this dude back there. Sorry, Sammy. I knew he was gonna die. Oh, man. Bron Breakker. All right, let's talk about this freak. This guy is an animal. All right, just straight up, he's a Steiner through and through, and I'm so happy to see Bron Breakker being highlighted on these pay-per-views. It would have been too soon for Bron Breakker to win the IC title from Sami Zayn at Money in the Bank, and I see that now. I picked Bron Breakker to beat him then, so it should be no surprise that I picked Bron Breakker to beat Sami Zayn here at SummerSlam. And not only did he beat him, he destroyed him, dude. Under 10 minutes, I think it might have been closer to 7 more than anything. Braun just killed him. Sammy did have some fight in him, but Braun was just too damn good throughout this match. It's just too quick, too strong, and Sami Zayn, honestly, dude, I'm surprised he beat him the first time. Braun has a very bright future as the IC champion, and I'm beyond excited to see what's next for Bron Breakker and who he's going to face and who's going to step up and all that. But I do have a question for you in the comments. Who do you think is going to be Bron Breakker's first feud? Let me know. And last but certainly not least, we have the new United States champion, L.A. Knight. Yeah! He took on Logan Paul, and oh my god, this match, it was really good. There was nothing bad on this card. I could watch this entire show 10 times over, and I don't think I would get bored. But how this all started off was LA Knight made a statement by destroying the window of the Prime truck that he stole. I don't know about you, but that feels illegal to steal a vehicle and then bring it back and then destroy the window. Like that's theft, but then at the same time, he returned it. So it's like technically borrowing, but then he also returned it with a bum-ass window. So I don't know. I don't know what type of laws protect Logan Paul in that scenario. But anyways, Logan Paul also tried to cheat during the match, so it kind of comes around, goes around. You know what I mean? He brought those brass knuckles, and he did try to hit LA Knight. Let me get the names right. Here I am pulling a Carmelo Hayes right here. It's late. It's like literally 1:16 a.m. Just give me a bit of a break. But in the end, LA Knight countered the buckshot lariat, hit the BFT, and is your new United States champion. I love it. Yeah. The best part about LA Knight as the United States champion is it brings that mid-card title back to SmackDown. SmackDown desperately right now needs LA Knight to be around as champion and defend the title. Not every week, but every couple of weeks. Minor feuds, all of that. Be involved in tag matches. Like, LA Knight is about to reach new heights as an individual, and rightfully so. He's been so good. He's been great for so long. Like, when he came into WWE, people called him a flash in the pan. People called him just, the flavor of the month. But no, LA Knight is a true megastar. He has shown time and time again that he is great at what he does, and he is such an asset to WWE. Also, that reaction for LA Knight, like, you can't replicate that. Very, very happy for this man, and he deserves a long, strong run as United States champion. But that is my short review of SummerSlam. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Like, I had such a fun time streaming and hanging out with you guys here today. It was a great time. Like, I think that might have been the best time I've had live streaming, God, in 3-4 months, something like that. Like, not saying I don't enjoy what I do. I love what I get to do, but tonight was just really, really fun. You were hilarious in the chat. The community was great. They were active. And again, over 10,000 people watched us in that main event. Just blew me away. So, you know what? Wheezy, Santy, Teshk, Sancho, all of you need to go away more often, all right? I'll buy you your tickets if you want. I'm joking. I'm not buying you your tickets. But thank you very much for watching. Make sure you leave that like on your way out. Make sure you subscribe to this channel and turn those notifications on. And we also have another video dropping tomorrow and every single day next week. Hell, it's every single day because we upload daily here on this channel. But we'll see you then. Take care. And wow, man, the greatest SummerSlam ever.